killed 7 men, 7 strangers. Does that not make you a serial killer?
So I didn't kill them every day, did I? Did I go out there every day and say, I'm going to kill? If I did, there would be
Well, no,
hundreds.
it took you 12 months.
Then he brings up Rex again, and that's when I just looked at him and I started stabbing him.
If I had shot my own children, would I not have done a good job of it?
Because, first of all, women generally don't commit crimes this heinous.
Right.
This is usually the domain of men.
That's unfortunate.
Hi, Gabe.
Hey, Danny.
How you doing?
I'm doing really well. I won my fight last night.
Nice.
So I got a little trophy, and I only have a slightly hurt rib. So
that's
10
good.
out of 10.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
Not broken, just hurt.
Who knows?
The fact you can laugh, I don't think it's broken.
Yeah, that was my thinking too. I was like, yeah, if I can breathe in, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. Congrats. He's been prepping for this fight for at least days.
Yeah. The boxing coach was there. So it's a Muay Thai fight. So for those of you unfamiliar, being kickboxing, punches and kicks, but you can also do knees and elbows, although not in this fight. This fight is an amateur fight, and they don't allow elbows until higher level amateur fights.
Okay.
So we could not elbow each other in the face.
Don't hurt the face. It's the first rule of Fight Club.
But that is not the first rule of Fight Club. I don't think you've seen the movie now.
Second rule. Anywho, congrats.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun. Oh, but as for the prep time, the boxing coach there, he didn't even know I was fighting. Ended up cornering me, and he was like, I didn't know you were fighting. So it was kind of, I wouldn't say last minute, but it was, I think I registered a month ago. Well, no, it was August something. It was weeks ago.
Okay, we don't know when this is going to come out, so just say it was weeks ago.
That's true. I registered, I think, max 3 weeks before I competed.
And then you also managed to lose too much weight in those 3 weeks.
Yes. So it's been an eventful month so far.
You also went backpacking.
Exactly. And the backpacking trip took place 2 weeks before the fight, and it was the High Sierra Trail.
Mm-hmm.
So from the Sequoias to summiting Mount Whitney to exiting Whitney Portal.
How many miles?
72 roughly, over 7 days.
10 a day?
Yeah. Let's just say your in-laws and my close friends had a rough go of it. One of them lost half her boot.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah. Having to duct tape it and scavenge for supplies and ask people for help until we got to a ranger station. Her boot fell apart day 3. I think on day 5 we got.
Did she buy them from Amazon or something?
No, they're just Timberlands.
Oh.
Timberlands is not what it used to be once upon a time. Now it's more like a fashion brand.
Sad.
And the boots did not hold up.
Sucks.
Yeah, I was in trail runners, and those have done well for me. But should we? No, it's fine. Timberland won't sue us.
You're just giving an honest review of what happened.
Look, I have photos if they need proof. That boot fell apart bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never had shoes fall apart on me.
Me neither to that extent.
Yeah.
But certainly with the weight and the amount of mileage you're quite suddenly putting on them, I could see why.
And then Amelia also got some gnarly, what are they called, on the back of your ankle?
So they were large, I think, blisters, but they devolved into the skin off the back of her heel coming off.
Which I'm going to use to lead into a quick segue of that injury led us to win a game of code names.
How does her injury lead you to win a...
Do you know code names?
Roughly, yeah.
You have a bunch of words and you're assigned certain words that you have to connect, and you have to get your teammate to get those words without saying what they are.
Yeah.
And you can only use one word to do it.
Okay, yeah.
And the words I had left were paste and boot. Okay. And I was thinking some kind of cleaning paste for a boot or something and going in that direction. But the killer word where she guessed that word and we'd immediately lose was jet or something that could be led to cleaning. And I was like, oh no. So I did Neosporin and Amelia was like, I needed Neosporin for my injury, which is Neosporin's a paste and a boot led to my injury. Anyways, we won. So.
All right, nerds.
But it sounds like it was also a very hot trip.
There was one point in particular. So one of my racial bonuses, I can tolerate the sun better than people who are Irish, Dutch of origin. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was this 1 mile we did fully exposed during a heat wave, going uphill. I want to say at minimum 600 feet of elevation gain, but it could have been 1,000 feet. And I was ahead of them. I was trucking along, but I would keep looking back at them because I was like, this is hot. And I was starting to get worried one of them was going to pass out. But they're tough. They made the whole way with their feet. And it reminded me of the JMT trip I did last year, roughly around the same time. Like my feet were a mess.
Mm-hmm.
They were messed up going into it because of overtraining. And then they were a huge mess.
That, yeah. We talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah. For those of you who have been around that long, if you have been, you're the greatest.
But you did it and you survived and...
Yeah. And they had their version of that now. Mostly Amelia. You've already said her name. I've been trying to avoid saying their names, but you've said her name a few times now.
I have, yes.
But her sister, she was having some foot issues as well, but the boot was really the main problem. It just coming apart. All that's to say, though, is that's why I came in underweight. I came in about 7 pounds below the weight class I registered for.
How much weight did you lose total?
Total? I lost from when I was like, okay, I'm going to make this weight class.
Yeah.
I lost 10 pounds.
Okay. But 7 of that was too much?
Yeah. Because I knew I was going to lose weight at the backpacking trip. I was hoping to lose like 5 pounds and I lost 7. But then I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it back up in like the week before the fight. And no, I did not. You cannot. I don't think you could healthily make up that weight in a week because it's not like I dehydrated myself and it was just water weight.
Mm-hmm.
I like lost a bunch of fat.
Yeah.
I see a blunt chest like I'm like a big guy.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. Okay, so you fought, you did your trip. Was there anything else? It's been a while since we've recorded, guys.
It has. I'm sure there's other stuff, but those are the 2 big ones that have happened. I mean, in the past 2 weeks alone, 7 days backpacking and then a Muay Thai fight. My first in many, many, many years. And I'm hoping to do a little more before I get too old to not compete at all.
Mm-hmm.
But that's been my last few weeks. How about you? How are you doing?
I had something to tell you.
You did. You mentioned this.
Oh, celebrity sighting.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I wonder if they've told you this. I don't think so. I was walking with Kobe and we were just walking the dogs and stuff. And all of a sudden I hear, murder? Murder? Is that you? And I was like, what is happening? And I turn around and I got to meet, I don't know if I've ever met them. Kobe met them, but I got to meet your 2 friends.
I know who you're talking about.
You do know who I'm talking about. Yeah. That was they were so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gabe's talked about them on the podcast before.
I praised their cooking, which we ended up getting together maybe like a month ago.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, oh, you like praised our cooking. And I was like, they were like so happy to be mentioned on the podcast.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, look, it doesn't even feel like praise. It was just, they just are really good cooks.
Yeah. Anyways, it was lovely. They're super nice.
Yeah.
That was fun. It was fun seeing them, meeting them.
Yeah. That's awesome. They call that murder, not even like Danny.
They did. They switched to Danny, but at first I heard murder. And I was like, what? It was very funny. And then what else? Oh, I went to the Queen Mary. I stayed the night with Kobe. We did a ghost tour. It was very spooky. We saw no ghosts, but there was this one moment where we're outside this door that led to the pool. The pool's closed now, but it was just this glass door where you could see what was the pool when it was in its glory. And the whole entire ghost tour was like an hour and a half. We went through the whole boat, like places that can't go if you're not on a tour. And they told all these ghost stories and stuff. And the whole time it didn't feel creepy at all. I was just having a great time. There's a person there with like an EMF reader and it would go off. And it was so funny. Yeah. Every time he went near me, it would go off. Anyways, it was great. And
are you dead?
He kept looking at me all weird. And then we later figured out it was because I had my phone. So I ruined his ghost hunting.
Did you ever watch that cartoon Danny Phantom?
Yeah.
Danny Phantom?
Oh no, my secret identity.
Yeah.
Anyways, the whole time I felt nothing. And then we were outside the pool area and the guy was the host guy, tour leader, was telling a story. And he also didn't believe in ghosts, which I think didn't help. Well,
why? I mean, look, okay, never mind. I was going to say, why do the job, but everyone's got to eat. So I get it.
Yeah. He was great. He told ghost stories still and like what people have seen and all this stuff. He just himself had felt very, it was a whole thing. Anyways, he was telling this story about how he was on this tour and he's like, the only thing that has ever made me like believe in ghosts is this one encounter. We're on this tour and take pictures and look through them, see if we can see anything. And he's like, nobody ever sees anything. And
that makes him believe in them?
No, I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
So these people took a picture of the pool area and it was on an iPhone. So it's like that live burst thing where if you hold it,
it
turns into a video, kind of like a 2-second video. And they did it and they're like looking at it and they're like, oh my gosh. And you look at the picture and there's nothing. You touch it and this face appears. And Gabe's looking at me like you're a liar. Okay.
No, I believe your story.
I'm not done yet.
Go, yeah.
So, and you touch it, the video, and this face comes into existence and then looks towards the camera and disappears. And it was so freaking creepy. And he had them airdrop it to him and he had it like time stamped and everything. And it was from 1 year ago on like a day of a tour at the time of the tour. And he was like, I'm happy to airdrop it to any of you if you want it. You can see if you can see any editing or anything, but they airdropped it to me there. I don't know how they would have done it. I don't know.
Do you have the video?
I didn't get it.
Why didn't you get it?
I should have gotten it. I was too shy to like go up and ask him to send it to me. But a bunch of other people did get it. And I don't know, but when he showed the video and you saw that face, you know how like sometimes it's usually just your mind freaking out. You're just standing there alone somewhere and suddenly you just don't feel safe. And you're like, I gotta run right now for no reason whatsoever. Yeah. I saw that face and I was like, oh shit, we gotta get out of here right now. It was, I don't know what it was, but something about it like freaked me out. Yeah. And then as soon as we left, I was like, no, I'm fine. We're good. And I slept super well that night too. But that one video, it was creepy. It was so creepy.
The expression I was giving you was me trying to remember it's a thing, the pareidolia. Pareidolia? It's the human ability to like see faces in most.
No, it was like a face. It wasn't like misfigured. I wish Kobe was here. He was with me. It was like an old lady's face came out. It wasn't like you're trying to make it look like it was like a person was there in this picture.
I know. It's just like, I'm not saying it doesn't look like a face.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm just saying humans are really, really good at seeing faces. Even when they're not there.
I wish I had gotten that. We're going back to the Queen Mary for the Halloween event.
Oh, this is a Halloween event?
If I can see him, I will. If I see the tour guide, I'll ask for it, maybe. If I get
Please do.
Enough. Okay.
Because I've spent time on the paranormal subs. Because ghosts are that thing where like, I'm like...
oh my gosh, the paranormal subs is so stupid.
They're really bad. But some of the top videos of all time are like pretty interesting.
Okay.
But I guess for those listening, I'm a firm ghosts aren't real believer. Because look, the day we start getting ghosts that are like millennials and using millennial slang, then maybe I'll be like, oh, maybe there's something to it. But there seems to be a lack of ghosts past a certain period.
There's a lot of hypotheses as to why.
What are some of the hypotheses?
Technology interferes with your ability to turn into a ghost.
Why wouldn't it stop ghosts, period? Why just stop the making of a ghost?
Well, I think that's also why people are like, it's so hard to photograph or video ghosts is because of that hypothesis. You're much less likely to encounter something if you don't have technology.
I am very, very suspicious of that claim.
Yes. No comment.
To say the least.
So, I don't know. I lean towards ghosts don't exist, but I'm open to change my mind. That picture did not change my mind because it didn't happen to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
even if I was here alone one night, if I saw someone like as clear as I saw you walk down the hallway, look at me and vanish, your immediate reaction is to be like, it's a ghost. Mm-hmm. But I think you have to be like, what's more probable? I just saw a ghost and my entire understanding of everything is changed forever. Or I'm having a delusion. Yeah. Like a known psychiatric issue.
I just feel like my eyes are playing tricks on me.
Wait, well, okay. Your eyes, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have good eyes.
Yeah. But that's what I default to. There's always something a little more probable than jumping to like this world changing moment or explanation.
I'm convinced that it would be really hard for me to experience a ghost-like thing because I'm so oblivious. Like that one time that Kobe, hid that face in the closet behind our full mirror. And
as a prank?
As a prank. Yeah. And like he expected me to look in the mirror, see the face behind me and freak out.
Yeah.
No, I never saw it. And he even told me, he's like, I hid something in the house to scare you. Never saw it.
Yeah.
I was like oblivious. So I don't know. I think a ghost would have to try really hard.
It sounds like a skit. You walking through a haunted house.
Wouldn't it make a great movie?
Yeah, and the ghost just like doing all these things, but you keep being like, oh, what's like never looking in the right way.
There's like a ghost right here. I'm like, I wonder what's over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've thought about it. I'm like, that'd be a funny movie.
But I am a fan of ghost tours.
I love them.
I don't get like I don't get like spooked. It's more just like it was more exciting.
Yeah,
for me.
I get spooked.
Yeah, I did one in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
We went underneath Edinburgh and
I did that one too.
city. Yeah. People were getting kind of spooked, and they would we'd go into some rooms, some of the tunnels, and they'd be like, "Now turn off all the lights."
Yeah,
and I'd just be like, "Cool."
Yeah.
And then did you go to the rock formation, the circle?
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't think we did.
I've told this story before, so I'll just quickly recap it. But apparently, there was a very powerful entity in this particular chamber, and they brought in an exorcist from Japan, and he was like, "This apparition is too powerful. We have to like make this circle out of stones, these large stones, seal it within."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Now, you can go in the circle, but I'll just let you know, we've had people go in and bad things happen. This one woman, she went in and her mom died a month later. So then I went in, and then 3 months later, COVID shut everything down. So."
Okay, well, can you not do that? Because I don't want to die.
I'm going to go play jump rope in that if I ever go back. I'll be like, what other pandemic can I start?
Oh my gosh. I mean, now is a good time if you want something to happen. Like blame it on the circle.
Yeah. Oh man, with my luck, it'd be worse.
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember. So last time we recorded, we talked about how we took time off because Anarchy died. Did we talk about Tegan?
The turtle.
Yeah. I don't know if we did, but the week after Anarchy died, our turtle got attacked by the neighbor's dogs. And we had to call like over 30 vets, and we had to drive her like 2 hours to a vet. And it was like a horrible, and I spent like way too much money on a trash turtle that we found in the middle of the road. And update, she's doing really good. I don't know if I've told this story before, but she's doing great. She has started basking again and being sassy and all good.
I saw her and I expected the pseudo shell to have been like molded to look more like her regular shell, but it was just like a glob of like, here you go.
It's a glob of wax.
Yeah.
So where the dogs, they ate like part of her shell and punctured it, and she's an aquatic turtle, but the vet didn't want water to get into her injuries because then it'll get, what's it called? Infected. And
surprising because granted, turtles are not fish, but you can find like large fish that survive shark attacks and they're just like in the water and they heal.
I mean, she could have, survived, but this is just a safety measure. She could have also died. I don't know. So they covered all her injuries with this wax. It's not cute.
But I sort of get it. Like, what do the aesthetics matter if the point is just to keep water out?
Yeah.
But it was just like a glob of wax.
She still has it.
Yeah.
I can put a picture on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, you should. I think people would like that.
And she goes back to the vet on Thursday where she might either get the wax removed. Well, she's going to get it removed so they can look at the injury, and she might get it reapplied, or it might be okay.
Can you remove it at home? You just like hold like a lighter up to, and the wax melts?
Probably, but I'm not going to.
How do they remove it?
I don't know.
Watch them do the same thing. Just like hold an open flame up to her and like melt it.
They probably use like a little like heat gun or something.
A blow dryer.
Or just like pop it off maybe.
It seems so risky if it's like binded to anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a turtle doctor or any kind of doctor.
I know they give her pain meds before touching her.
That's so interesting. Like pain meds for turtles. I don't even know if turtles feel pain.
They feel pain.
Do they?
Yeah. Oh, and then we lost to Timothy Chalamet.
You lost to Timothy Chalamet?
So we had 4 goldfish that we bought.
Oh.
Friends with Tegan.
Yeah.
we named them Timothy Chalamet 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
One of them just disappeared. Mm-hmm. And then last week, one of them passed away. I don't know why. It was just floating.
I think Tegan ate the first one.
Honestly, I'm beginning to think she did too. And also, since she's been out of her pond for a couple months now, the fish have had babies. So now we have baby goldfish. And I'm like, I wonder if Tegan was eating all the previous babies.
Yeah, for sure. No, look, it's free protein.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Just never release those goldfish in the wild.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
Kill them.
Oh.
They're invasive. They really will overtake. Like,
if anybody wants some sustainably raised goldfish, let me know.
No, seriously, like you can find videos of people like finding like these fat, like someone goes and dumps a pet in a lake.
Yeah.
And goldfish are surprisingly hardy. And they'll go and like pull them out later. Like they're this big and they just take up all the resources of native.
The ones we have now are huge.
They get big.
Yeah. Yeah, they're chunkers.
they're a problem if you release them.
Okay, well then how did I accidentally kill one?
What do you mean? How do you do?
It just started floating. It died.
I thought you
overnight.
killed it. I'm sure any number of things killed it. I mean, some amount of fish just have, what's it called? Like the bladder that holds air. That will just like break and then they can't float well and they just like die.
Anyways, that was sad, but
not as sad as anarchy. I gotta say.
the fish had a better life than living in Petco.
And it's a fish.
Yeah, we've had it for a year now, so it had a good life in its pond. It was very happy.
I consider goldfish to be like one step above broccoli.
Well, as a vegetarian,
like a minor step. Yeah. Very minor step.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. That's all my life updates.
Cool. All right. Well, we're 25 minutes in. Should we jump into the story?
We should. It's going to be a short one because I knew we had a lot to catch up on. And I felt bad making Gabe edit a 2-hour one from last week. So,
but it'll be good, guys. Just wait.
It will be. Actually, we'll have heard it by now.
That's true. I'm glad you guys liked it because of how good it was, because I'm certain it was good.
Yeah. So here we go.
Cool.
So speaking of Reddit and the paranormal subreddit.
Yeah, yes. We did bring that up, yes.
Bringing it back.
Yeah. Call
this
back.
Is called the Reddit Murders.
The Reddit Murderer.
Murder. The Reddit Murder. Singular. No, it is too. Reddit Murders.
The Reddit Murders? Oh, snap.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I've heard this before.
You have not, and it's not as good or exciting as it sounds.
Oh, well, okay. Wow. Way to reel us in, Danny.
Called clickbait.
Yeah.
So we are going to be talking about Brandi. She was born on April 28th, 1980. There's not much said about her childhood. She was raised in a family that valued education and helping others. With the way that they act, I disagree, but you know.
Wait, you disagree about helping others?
Yeah, I do. You'll see why. So she ended up...
Wait, hold on.
No, I disagree that that's how they believe.
Got it. Okay.
I believe you should help others.
I was like, oh, Freudian slip.
You should definitely help others and also don't commit murder.
I agree too, Danny. Wink.
Thank you, Gabe. So she ended up getting a degree in education, which combined education and helping others because she became a teacher.
That's true.
It is true.
It's a noble profession.
Mm-hmm. She ended up settling down in Darlington, Indiana, and marrying Jason Worley, Worley. I apologize if I mispronounced it. He was a software engineer. They got married in 2009, and she quickly became pregnant with her son, Tyler. And then a couple years later, she got pregnant again and had a daughter named Charlie. And now we are just going to fast forward. Their marriage, it seemed like it had its problems. Say that. And then we're going to fast forward to where these problems kind of come to fruition. So Tyler at this time was age 7. Charlie was age 3. And in 2016, Jason filed for divorce. And you're like, what? Why? I'll tell you all about it. Don't worry.
Okay.
But they stay together to try and work it out. However, nope, don't worry. We'll go into detail.
Oh, not about
Okay.
the divorce. Brandi Worley. What ethnic background is that? I've never heard that last name before.
I don't know,
Worley.
but Jason Worley, who the name actually comes from, looks like your average white male Reddit user.
White male Reddit user.
I don't know how else to say it. He looks very nice. He seems like a very kind guy.
But he's a
No.
Reddit user.
No idea his background. He's a Reddit user, yes.
Was he wearing a fedora in any photos?
He was not. The pictures I saw, he was wearing glasses. He had a beard,
A beanie?
bald.
Okay. And what does she look like?
She has brown, straight hair. She seems overweight. She has a gummy smile, and she looks overall displeased with life.
Fun.
If I had to put her picture into words.
Okay. So what was it?
Not to be mean.
No, was it like a hard life or?
No, it wasn't. But she seems to be a woe is me kind of person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Very manipulative, very victim-y. So in 2016, Jason files for divorce, but they end up trying to work it out and staying together. However, over an entire year after, Jason just can't let it go. He's like, I filed for divorce for a reason. Did I make a mistake for trying to reconcile? And so he ends up turning to a site called Reddit for help, as one does when they are conflicted.
I would never recommend that to someone unless it was like a legal issue.
Not even a legal issue.
No, there's
Get
like
a lawyer.
Well, yeah, sure, but there's like ask legal advice if you have like
So,
something quick.
yeah, do you want to explain what Reddit is to people who have no idea what it is? Because I actually didn't use Reddit until we started this podcast.
You're kidding.
I'm serious. I had no idea what it was.
All right. So I would consider Reddit to be, it's called the homepage of the internet, but you can think of it more as like a forum where you aggregate news and anything of interest. There's reddit.com and you'll be taken to a homepage and you can have anything that is upvoted to the top. So there are posts, which can be text posts, images, videos, PDFs, what have you. And you can upvote it once up or once down and anyone else can do the same. So the most popular stuff tends to flow up to the top of the main page and the least popular stuff gets downloaded into oblivion.
And then people can comment on that post.
You can comment, share it, and do your typical social media engagement stuff. But one of the real benefits of Reddit are the subreddits. You can think of them as like subcategories. They'll have like their own little, not subdomains, but like you can go to reddit.com/r/pottery, and then you'll be taken to a pottery subreddit. You'll find other people who just want to talk about pottery and various pottery related news.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real benefit of it, is you can find a little community for anyone, but it can also cut the other way because while Reddit has done a job of trying to crack down on like hate groups, a lot of them have taken form on Reddit. The incel community used to be quite large on Reddit. And that, of course, as we know, has led to some having a group of people who is very, very unhappy with their lives and blaming women, congregate and just share in their misery and their dislike of women tends to lead to bad outcomes.
In any online community, I think there can be like a level of toxicity that comes about with angry people coming together.
Yes. You tend to all radicalize each other further and further.
Mm-hmm.
But like with any social media platform, the extremes tend to drive the most engagement. I mean, hell, we see this with our news, right?
Mm-hmm.
Negative news drives more engagement than positive news.
Yeah. And this one, well, you'll see. So there's the subreddits and there's one called relationship advice. So Jason creates a screen name called Jason in Hell and he begins to write a post. And in his post, he reveals that in 2015, he had found out his wife cheated on him.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So in this post, it's common in Reddit to like say every person's age and male or female. So he says that he's 30, his wife is 29, and it all started when she put a passcode on her phone. And he was like, hey, why do you have a passcode on your phone now? And she's like, well, I'm coming up with a Father's Day surprise and I don't want you to see anything and ruin it. And he's kind of like, that's kind of weird, but I'm not going to be paranoid, so whatever. And lets it go. But he begins to notice that she's on her phone more and more and just looking down and smiling at it a lot while messaging somebody. And whenever he's like, hey, who are you talking to? She'll be like, nobody. And she just puts her phone away. So then one day she comes to him and she's like, look, I feel guilty. I want to tell you what the surprise is. It's that I'm having our contractor neighbor, he's 51, male, builds a home office for Jason.
The son? No, the husband.
The husband. So the wife is going to have their neighbor build a home office as a Father's Day surprise for Jason.
Got it. It tripped me out because you were
There's so many hymns.
No, you said the sentence as like from the first person, as if you were Brandi talking to Jason.
Oh.
But then you said Jason's name and I was like, wait, so not the husband?
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The husband.
So yeah, Brandi is hiring the contractor to build an office for her husband, Jason.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. And Jason's confused because Brandi said that she felt guilty and wanted to tell him the surprise. And he's like, one word she has never used is about any of her actions is the word guilty ever. And he's like, that's weird. And so like all the flags get raised of something's off here. And Jason at this time had gotten a really big promotion and he was working over 60 hours a week on top of this all happening. And as time goes on, her phone stays locked behind passcode, even though that whole surprise is out in the open now. And one day she gets in the shower and he manages to grab her phone before it locks and you'd need the passcode to get in. And so he opens the text messages and he sees a message to the contractor neighbor that says, "I am all covered in frosting. You want to lick it off?" But that's the only text he sees.
Well, that could mean anything.
Oddly enough, that's actually kind of what he says. She has I can't remember the word that he used in his post, but it's like, she has a very something sense of humor. She has a weird sense of humor, and he was like trying to, in his mind, like rationalize it because it was the only message too. And he was like, "That's just so weird. I don't get it." But don't worry. So he ends up contacting AT&T Message Backup and Restore, and he installs something on her phone. So he tells her he needs to install like antivirus on her phone, which LOL, I don't think you'd do that.
Why would she believe that?
I don't know, but she did. And so he installs something on her phone through the AT&T Restore back, whatever, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, he can see all of her text messages and where she is and stuff from his computer as they're happening.
Yeah.
And the very next day, while at work, he sees that she's trying to meet up with the neighbor, but it's unsuccessful because the neighbor's like at a job site and he can't leave. And so she's like, "Oh, okay, let's meet Monday then." And they're like setting up times to meet. And that night, the neighbor and his girlfriend come over to have dinner with Brandi and Jason because they're all friends.
That's so weird.
It's so weird.
I can't imagine like doing what she's doing, but let alone sitting across the table from the person I'm wronging so much.
Mm-hmm. So they end up all going out to dinner together, even with the children, by the way. And afterwards, the girlfriend and the wife go out together to watch Magic Mike XXL. It was a movie in the movie theaters.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's the second of the Magic Mike series or third. I don't know. Magic Mike it doesn't matter. It's a movie about strippers. Okay. So they go out to watch the movie, and the neighbor and Jason go back to Jason's house with the kids. So Jason's hanging out with the neighbor who's having an affair with his wife.
Yes. What's the neighbor's name?
It's not released.
What?
Yeah.
Boo.
We can call him Bob if it makes things easier.
Yeah. Call him Bob the Builder because he's a...
Yes, Bob the Builder. I mean, honestly, I didn't really try to look into what his name was, but it wasn't mentioned anywhere.
I don't think it's necessarily worth.
Yeah. This didn't end up going to trial or anything, so spoiler. So while his wife is at the movies, she's sending the contractor messages and essentially sexting him while Jason is sitting there across from him.
And while Bob the Builder's wife is sitting next to
Her.
Brandi.
Yeah.
So she gets off on the pulling one over on people.
She must be doing this. And not even just sexting. She goes to the bathroom and like takes a very inappropriate video and sends it to him. And then they say they love each other.
Oh. So she sends him a photo from a public restroom.
Mm-hmm.
And they say romance is dead.
So Jason's like having to watch this and not freak out. And in the post he made, he's like, I couldn't hold it anymore. I couldn't not say something. So then when the wife and girlfriend get back to the house, Jason ends up confronting them, which might not have been the smartest thing to do if, you want to file for divorce or anything. But the wife and neighbor immediately deny it. They're like, so the girlfriend and wife walk in, Brandi walks in, and Jason looks at them and he's like, "So you and construction guy love each other, huh?" And Brandy's like, "What are you talking about? No, we don't. We're just, friends." Then he's like, "So have you guys not been texting each other?" And she's like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And then he shows them the text messages and she's like, "Okay, we've messaged each other, but it's the first time we've barely messaged." And he's like, "Have you guys sent pictures to each other?" And she's like, "No." And he was like, "Look." And she's like, "Just that one time." Super new. We just started just right now when I was at the movies. Oh. And then he's like, "Have you guys had sex?" And she's like, "No." And he can't refute that claim because he didn't wait long enough to get actual evidence that they have been. And the possibly craziest part of this entire story in my mind, actually, that's not true. But the girlfriend
of the neighbor
is pretty much acting like it's not a big deal. she's like, if they haven't had sex, I don't think this is like a huge thing. And
I suspect she and Bob the Builder have some kind of arrangement, like open arrangement, or she's into like her guy sleeping around. Either way, that is not a normal reaction.
yeah, and it probably influenced what happens next because Jason probably felt alone in the situation, which is completely different than having somebody side with you and also react in a normal way. So he ends up saying like, hey, I'm leaving. And that's when they tried to divorce in 2016. And she says that if he does, he can expect to never see his kids again, and that she will use a suicide attempt that he had back in high school to keep his kids away from him.
What proof does she have that he attempted suicide?
I mean, he did attempt suicide, but it was their 15 years prior.
Well,
14.
He has messages of her cheating.
He ends up like being like, okay, well, I'm still going to divorce you. And he goes to file and everything.
Yeah.
And then he comes home and she had taken the kids to stay with her parents because, he works 60 hours a week and whatnot.
What does he do again?
Software engineer.
Okay.
So then he goes and visits his kids, and she had told them that they had to move out because Jason was mad at her. And like, she kind of turned the whole thing so that like, it seemed like it was his fault. And the kids, they're so young. It's like, what do you tell them? And then the situation, she manipulated it so much that he was like, I think we should try to make things work for the kids' sake, because this is really hard on them. And he was scared of like how far she would turn them against him and push them kind of thing.
I've never been in that situation. Maybe I would do the same.
Yeah, he decided to try to reconciling with her and not getting divorced.
I just can't imagine that's like, there's got to be a better...
Do you want to hear the worst part?
Yes.
To somehow manipulate the situation to the point where she has him apologize to the neighbor for his outburst.
No, I wouldn't do that. No.
He does it. And
No.
he says it in his Reddit post. It's insane. It's insane. So he's writing this post over a year later, asking the community, like, what do I do? Because I can't move on. He like says that he thinks about it daily. He wonders if she's still cheating. He says he found pictures that she had sent the neighbor a few months ago, but she says it was an accident and she had meant to send them to Jason. And so his work is suffering and he's miserable. He says that he waited so long that if he were to ask for divorce now, it would make her more vindictive. And he feels like he's in this deep, deep hole and he doesn't know what to do.
Okay. Reddit has been known, these relationship subreddits have been known to jump the gun on that person's cheating, get a divorce. They must have been screaming at this guy at this point, get a divorce.
Yes.
What does he do?
So all the comments were like, get divorced.
Yeah.
And the top comment, I think it was, you shouldn't be dealing with this alone. You need to get help.
Yes.
And also get a divorce.
Yeah.
So a few days later, he posts an update and he says she refused counseling several times. He's decided to meet with an attorney and he's going to go through with a divorce. And he thanked everybody for their help. And then on November 15th, it's around the date of the update. I can't remember if it's the same day or not. I think the update he posted on November 16th, but on November 15th, 2016, he does file for divorce.
A year later, you're saying?
Over a year later, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Over a year later from...
The update, the last update.
No.
Oh.
Over a year later from when he was cheated on. So he's cheated on in 2015 and he had filed for divorce, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then didn't go through with it. And then in 2016... November of 2016, he wrote that Reddit post about what happened a year ago. And he's like, I've tried to move on, but I can't.
Okay.
It's ruining my life. And then everybody's like, dude, get divorced.
Yes.
And so then a few days after posting that, he posts an update and he's like, I'm going to get divorced. And then that same time he posts the update, he files for divorce.
Okay. So we're still in 2016.
Yes. So he files for divorce, November 2016. And 2 days after filing for divorce, Brandi tells Jason, so even though he filed for divorce and they both know they're getting divorced, they're still living together for the kids, trying to figure that out, right?
Yes. My parents are not divorced, but I can only imagine that it would be less stressful as a kid to be living 1 week, one parent, 1 week, the other parent, over being there and just like knowing something is wrong. But what do I know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know either. I don't know if this is normal. My parents are not divorced either. So at this time, they're still living together, even though they're going through a divorce. And so Brandi tells Jason that she's going into town to buy pipe cleaners for her son's school project. She goes to Walmart, and do you think she buys pipe cleaners?
Not unless she's buying pipes to make pipe bombs with.
She buys a knife that she then takes home, and which also, like, why would you need to buy a knife? Don't you have? I don't know.
No, I was literally about to ask, why does she need an additional knife?
Yeah, that's a question. I don't know. So she buys a knife. She hides the knife in her son's room when she gets home.
Okay.
She tells Jason that he can sleep on the couch, but he declines and says he would rather sleep in the basement. That night, as Jason is sleeping, Brandi lures Tyler to Charlie's bedroom, saying they're going to have a sleepover. Next, she fatally stabs her son and then her daughter.
Oh, wow. So she's awful.
Mm-hmm. And then she calls her mom. And then after that, she calls 911 and tells the dispatcher that she has killed her children. And according to the website, All That's Interesting, I'm quoting that one because that was the only one I could find that said this. Jason was awakened when his mother-in-law showed up and she began screaming. He's awakened by his mother-in-law screaming. He walks upstairs and finds his mother-in-law crying and Brandi sitting nearby. And she said, "Now you can't take the kids from me."
That's like, wow, psycho behavior.
Mm-hmm. Police find Tyler and Charlie in the bedroom with multiple stab wounds, and Brandi was sitting in the living room. She had a stab wound on her neck and wrist. However, they were described as artificial wounds.
So what, like she was trying to make it seem like she was considering suicide?
I think she was trying to make it seem like she was trying to kill herself. People theorize that she was going to try to go for the criminally insane defense.
I mean, look, she might be insane. I don't know if it's like enough to get her committed.
Yeah. So she gets arrested. She pleads not guilty. And that's when people are like, oh yeah, she's going for insanity. But then she ends up pleading guilty and she's sentenced to 65 years for murdering Charlie, 55 years for murdering Tyler. I don't know why they weren't the same. Maybe it's because one was 3, one was 7. Maybe they had different amounts. I don't know. But it gives her a total of 120 years in prison. And after the sentencing, their divorce becomes finalized. And Jason ends up, so he creates a new account and he calls it Jason in Code. And he writes an update and he says that he has bad days as to be expected. He actually almost went down the route of becoming an alcoholic, and his friends and family kind of pulled him out of it and they didn't let the bad days completely defeat him. He also at one point was considering committing suicide, and it's a pretty gnarly update. It's very well written. It will be in the sources, so you can click it and read it if you'd like. And he says that no amount of time that she spends in jail will bring back his kids, and he spends time reflecting on how you should take time to be with the ones you love. He also discussed in the comments of that same thread how his ex-in-laws continue to make his life difficult. They changed the locks on the house that he and Brandi had been renting from the in-laws, and they refused to give him back his stuff, along with other things. On the 1-year anniversary of the children's death, the ex-in-laws sat in their truck and watched him while he visited his kid's grave. And he says that they generally make him feel unsafe when he goes to try and visit his kid's grave. And so they seem like real shitty people who don't believe in helping others.
Yeah, parents can be the worst. I'm of the opinion that unconditional love isn't real unless you're a parent.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biological drive there is very, very strong. I think you see time and time again the parents of people who do crimes this heinous will like still support them and like feel like the victims have wronged them by helping to put them away for some reason.
I think if I were to put myself in the parent's shoes and add a layer of insanity to myself, I think that they would probably like blaming him because he filed for divorce. And they're like, it's his fault this whole thing happened.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
It is. And, maybe that's where she gets it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. A lot of backyard diagnoses. There's a word of people who sit on the sidelines and diagnose people.
I think it's used on Reddit too.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. But anyways, those people have diagnosed her with narcissism. And from what I could tell, she's never formally been diagnosed, but that seems to be the consensus among the laymen is what she has. And then also she is still in prison. She has changed her name and nobody can really find an update about her. So I don't know what's going on with her, but she's in prison. She'll be in prison the rest of her life. And that's that.
Good.
Yes, good.
That sucks.
Isn't that freaking crazy? And the people on Reddit are the ones who figured out that it was the same guy who had posted that original thing of she cheated a year ago. I need help. And then they saw on the news about this woman who had killed her kids. And they put together like his name, Jason, in hell. And he had said that he was a software engineer and his age and her age. And he used their real names and they connected it.
I doubt that helps with the grieving process to people to know who you are and have a record of the story, essentially.
Yeah. And at one point he did have a GoFundMe and they raised over $50,000.
That is great. As I've learned now, sort of being around people who go through losses of partners and stuff. Mm-hmm. One, it's expensive, funerals, that whole thing. Mm-hmm. But two, just not having to like cook for a while after, it can be a big help.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. So it's a bummer of a story, but it was.
These are always so crazy to me because like I said, I do think unconditional love is, if it exists, it's parents to kids. Mm-hmm. So it's always so crazy to me when you have a parent who kills their kids despite
this is
the other.
Huge generalization based off of my knowledge of true crime and nothing else. But it's usually the father who kills the kids.
That wouldn't surprise me just because it's usually men who commit violent crime.
Yeah, that's a solid point. Yeah. That's why we created this podcast. Yeah. We're like, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Solid point. Yeah. Anyways, that's also kind of why this one like caught my eye. I was, wait, she did what? It's like she did it literally to get revenge on Jason.
Yeah.
Because she didn't kill Jason. She killed
she could have tried to kill him, but she wanted him to suffer.
That's literally what she wanted. Yeah.
It's a pretty evil intent and crime.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say pretty. I shouldn't even like preface it. It just is an evil intent and crime. Mm-hmm. I got a controversial question for you now. In cases like this, assuming you would minimize the cost to the taxpayer, would you be for or against the death penalty?
You know, that's actually a really funny question because just a week ago, Kobe and I were on a long car drive and this question came up. Are we pro or against the death penalty? And we're like, what if you took away the whole financial aspect of how expensive it is? And I essentially left that conversation undecided. I feel like there's some people who are just so horrible. There's no redeeming anything about them. What is the point of keeping them alive besides possibly endangering other people? But then there's the whole, like, it's so abused and so many people who are on death penalty are just innocent.
Yeah.
So I fully left that conversation undecided, and that is where I am today.
Yeah. There's the Innocence Project, and it's not like a lot of people are unjustly on death row for crimes they didn't commit. It's a minority, but that's still, it should be zero.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, like, in cases like this, where the cops show up and they're like, okay, she's admitted to killing them. She's got the blood literally on her hands, and there's no reasonable potential that something else happened and she's innocent.
I think also one of the big issues is, you know how this is like a truly personal thing is I just can't kill things. Ants, I can't kill them. I sprinkle cinnamon down.
What does cinnamon do?
They don't like cinnamon. It usually works and they go away.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. I just have a problem with killing things.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're a horrible, horrible human with no empathy, they're just like a killing machine and they're Hitler.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so conflicted still.
I think you say that, but if push came to shove,
I would push the red button. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like, if you were armed and an intruder broke into your house and they had to jump on Kobe and they had a weapon on them.
To save Kobe's life.
Right.
So like, say in that scenario, they were about to kill Kobe and I could push a red button that would immediately kill them.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I think I would.
Yeah. Cause like, and don't get me wrong. I do think there are like extreme pacifists who are like, no, sooner let my loved one and myself die than kill someone. Those people do exist.
I don't think
I just don't think that's you. Yeah.
I think in that scenario, I don't even know if I would think about it. I think I'd just push it. I'd be like, I have to do this or.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm like, hell yeah, death penalty. But in situations like this, where I'm like, she killed her own kids. If her own kids don't matter to her, who does?
Yeah. And everything I could find, she never showed any remorse.
Right.
She never showed any guilt. And she didn't ever say she wishes she could like take it back.
And which
is insane.
It is, absolutely. Maybe because of that, she did deserve to get her insanity plea.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also like, we can't cure whatever she has.
Yeah.
So all she is a risk. And that's where I'm like, why keep her around? We know what she is. We know we can't fix it. This isn't like someone who was a teenager and went to go rob a liquor store for money and like shot someone on accident, or they panicked, or this is just like she put her kids together in a room and stabbed both of them.
I don't know. I'm so conflicted.
I think if it's fair, that's fine to be. I'm conflicted. I'm not saying, let's do one. I can see the logic in a perfect scenario where you can be as certain as you are about this and minimize the financial cost. You know, if all the stars aligned, I could see myself saying, okay, yeah, maybe this person should just go. Like, we don't need them.
Yeah. And for the people outside the US, Gabe keeps saying, like, minimize the financial cost because it's known to be significantly more expensive to have somebody on death row versus just in jail. So that's what he's saying. If it wasn't, the price difference wasn't so significant. I don't understand why it costs so much more. A
lot of it is appeals. I think when you're on death row, you're allowed like a bunch of appeals. And there's value in that. I mean, the Innocence Project helps people who were like unjustly put on death row get out of it. I don't know. You guys, you can let us know. Maybe leave some comments when we post this. Do we still post on Instagram?
We will start again. I plan on starting again this season. I asked Google if I should go back and just start catching up. And Google said, no, don't do that. Just start posting again. And it gave a reason. I can't remember why. Anyways.
All right.
Oh, and we have a new Patreon. And we mentioned it on the Patreon episode, but not our normal episode, which is this episode.
Yes. What was the name on the
Lily Ryder.
Lily Ryder, thank you. You are our new Patreon, and we sent you a gift.
We have not sent you a gift. I'm waiting for it to come to me, and then I'm going to mail it to you.
Just kidding. No new gift for you. Actually, by the time you get this, we will have sent you a new gift. So I'm going to stick with my original claim.
I think it's supposed to come tomorrow, so then I'll mail it directly to you.
Perfect.
And I think you're going to love it.
Awesome.
And I will also post a picture on Instagram of what it is after it gets delivered.
Yes. Do that.
All right. We're trying, guys. We're trying.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you all.